So let's just say you guys are still in the size of keeping on the straight and narrow, and we understand the Miami Heat are in a loop of frustration right now when it comes to trying to be still a contending piece, knowing that they possibly have to make a massive roster shift. And I'm on both sides of the coin here, because I want Jimmy Butler to probably find a new destination, or possibly alter the Miami Heat's future that goes way above the means, and with already publicly displaying his disapproval and his frustration with the front office, that he literally said that he feels like he doesn't feel his joy in playing with the team. That's visibly just saying that he doesn't want to play for the Miami Heat anymore. It's not even a secret anymore. And I hate to say that, but the Miami Heat has to make the call. All they did was push over a 7-game suspension to just, I bet, push over a safety net. That's around 2,300. That's 2.3 million in forfeit over several weeks of the season. And this was Pat Riley already in the giving Jimmy Butler a short leash after telling him to shut up that one time. He's been on thin ice since he was talking that shit over their first round exit when they played the Boston Celtics. And since then, it's just been hurdle over hurdle. The only outstanding player over the Miami Heat over the span of the last three months have been not Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero. All-star numbers, very productive, aggressive around the top of the key. Bam Adebayo has struggled to find form. The rotation is mediocre. It's either Miami Heat could possibly alternate with, can try to associate themselves in three-way trades. I heard one that involved either getting Najee and Michael Porter Jr. from the Denver Nuggets. That would be affiliating yourself with a team that knocked you out of the NBA Finals 2 seasons ago. But a guy already making his highest salary cap, already 45 million over a salary cap, and he's going to be pushing 36 come next September. In his 14th season, you guys are the bare minimum of the top seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's just a necessity at this point that the Miami Heat have to make the move. I hate to say it for anybody, and I can understand the realistic standpoint is that he stays at Bay or he doesn't play basketball for the remainder over the season, holding over some massive controversy over the next couple months. Because Jimmy Butler has been netted over this entire season with 3 major franchises, but I think it's been vocal in public that the Houston Rockets couldn't associate themselves. This can also correlate with the Detroit Pistons. Because the Nuggets can also try to affiliate themselves to get some younger depth and make themselves more of a winning formula. Jamal Murray could possibly get shipped off as well. And this could bring over more of an upside for Jimmy Butler to be an asset. But I don't even know how that's going to be realistic, knowing the Suns' contractual woes, knowing they're what umbrella, they're probably in the second umbrella the way they are right now. The first or second umbrella. So it could be out of the question. Golden State Warriors could need a detrimental shift when it comes to efficiency and attacking around the rim, and somebody that can already create over shots. I've been asking for months if Jonathan Kuminga can come over to the scene, build over a primary spot where he's a primary ball handler. He can shift over numbers. He seems like a potential 20-point scorer. You push him over a weak Eastern Conference that he will be more notable in the NBA for the long term, and you got a future star to probably build around around the remainder of the decade. So there's so many ways to possibly build this over that can benefit other parties. Because right now, Jimmy Butler's burning his own bridges, knowing the lack of ambition the Miami Heat's been doing for the past few years. It all started as well last season when they got rid of Caleb Martin was the last key piece in their 2023 finals appearance where they lost to the Denver Nuggets. Then they lose Max Strus, that's now associating himself with the top seed team in the Eastern Conference, out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Gabe Vincent has been the only person to not really contribute that much over in a contending team, supposedly with the Los Angeles Lakers. You got Josh Richardson given a vet minimum to just be an extra coach. Nikola Jovic is 21 years old, but he doesn't seem to be efficient enough to be worth over an extension come 2026, and he doesn't really stand by as a consummate starter without circumstances. Terry Rozier, a bit aged out, is supposed to be a primary scorer. He was a situational trade because Tyler Hero's injury history wasn't for his all-star performance. Tyler Hero's nearing his prime, but he's putting up productive numbers. And Bam Adebayo's possibly hitting over a contract extension. And they're still with an outstanding coach. But there needs to be a change in the helm, especially with Jimmy Butler. Possibly, if you want to say ruining team morale just for the sake of just trying to find a new situation to push himself over the hill, where it looks like a franchise is actually trying to keep him. Just any team that used to associate himself with Jimmy Butler, yes, including the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Chicago Bulls could affiliate themselves knowing they want to get rid of Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine would be a primary two guard. You could switch Tyler Hero at the one floor space, be more of an aggressive offensive team. There going to be a lot to push over, and you get somebody to spread the five. We know how much Nikola Vucevic has also been notable in trade talks. So it's like a lot of situations that certain franchises want to be in, or even the Portland Trailblazers. But Jimmy Butler obviously doesn't want to go there either. So there's like a lot of circumstances they get to Jimmy Butler, and that's even affiliates with Shams, knowing his agent been beefing over Jimmy Butler's agent been beefing over with Shams. Knowing like the false allocations over him being fabricating trade rumors, even though they've been vocal, and now Jimmy Butler has publicized that, saying that he couldn't even find his happiness being with the Miami Heat. So what else you want to give it, man? Jimmy Butler just don't give a shit about the Miami Heat anymore. It's the smartest reason to, part terms and find the most affiliating deal that can benefit you mutually. Even if you get a star that probably performs shits better than a guy that just doesn't want to play for you, earning that much money at his age. Hell, you can even push over for the Clippers. And at this point, he is under no control of you until the next season. And this has been hung-strung over low-balling sycophant Pat Riley. And I'll tell you this. If you guys know the history of Pat Riley, he takes shit from no superstar. He doesn't take shit from Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't take shit from Dwayne Wade, even over his declining contract with the Miami Heat in the latter half of his career. Got shipped over to the Bulls until he declined on the Cavaliers and came back to the Miami Heat for his swan song and one playoff exit to the goddamn Sixers. And even we can go farther back when he was developing his coaching role, when he was coaching the Showtime Lakers with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson. This guy doesn't tolerate ego ship, especially when it's not contributing results, and especially to a franchise that's, I don't know if they're hung-strung on not trying to build over a roster of potential talent, superstar roster, trying to get temporary contendingship for nothing. Because Jimmy Butler has done a lot for the franchise, and I could be aware of his frustrations that they're not doing much to compensate for what he's trying to do with the Miami Heat. And if it's not hung strong on actually getting top talent, especially And I think people could go back to the breaking point of the Damian Lillard trade not finalizing because both teams are not getting what they were wanting, especially not letting go of major assets. It ends up hurting one another. So what does Jimmy Butler got to do is like, I don't know if this is a right or wrong, but I think a lot of fans would understand that there's going to be a bit of an impasse, and that's dependent on any other team willing to affiliate themselves with the Miami Heat, knowing Jimmy Butler's reputation, especially when it comes to franchises that hasn't sit well. We could go back to the Minnesota Timberwolves when the whole practice fiasco happened. That Karl Anthony Towns getting bitched on by a secondary unit. When Tom Thibodeau was head coach. And it ended up with him getting injured, losing their third seed contention, going all the way to 8th, and then getting exited over in the first round. And then scapegoating himself with the Sixers. Jimmy Butler's an outstanding talent, and I'm sure him being a primary, secondary, complementary option that can push teams over to the next level. That I think the Denver Nuggets been a sleeper trade, knowing his veteranship and his way that he can push over in team basketball, but his age being an issue. And we've seen how much Nikola Jokic thrived over also a key floor general that can also create for others. That's also a production machine out of Westbrook when he's on the right team. So in my opinion, I feel like this is a must-have for the Miami Heat to just do what they have to do to finally get this over with. Because I'd love to see at least one part of this being over. Or realistically, Jimmy Butler's just going to bite over in the suspension, push over our load management or another fiasco that's going to force him to get traded. Also, I heard that we're probably going to get a Chicago Bulls D Rose night. I think that happened around yesterday. No, today. And we also have Derrick Rose retirement jersey of his number come the 2025-26 season. No other players will wear the number 1 jersey. And this is well deserved for a guy that's done a lot and really dealt with the trials and tribulation of what happens in the game of basketball. I can't wait. I'll be watching to see Derrick Rose's jersey get retired come that day. But how you guys feel about possibility that the trade rumors are finally in fruition? Jimmy Butler's possibly going to be leaving the Miami Heat. You think this will be in the benefits of the Miami Heat in the long run, depending on whatever happens? And who you think is going to be the right team to finally pick it up and get Jimmy over to a winning course? That's it for me here on the DC Show. I hope you guys have a great start to the new year and have a great day.